Hey, what's up, peeps? This is the Green Beanie, the gnarliest cooking vlog around. And I bet you'll never guess what's in our Green Beanie episode this week, unless you looked at what I'm holding right here and from the intro. We are doing a portobello mushroom dish. And this dish is really cool because it's one of my few vegetarian recipes on here. And it is pretty awesome because portobello mushrooms are pretty awesome. I know I say this about a lot of my recipes, but this recipe is really chill because it's like stuffed portobello mushroom, and you can kind of use just vegetables in general. So it's not like super specific in terms of the measurements and like the vegetables and what vegetables you use and how much, as long as you get kind of roughly the right idea. So what I would suggest, what I usually do, is these are delicata squashes. I'm going to make 6 people, so 6 portobello mushrooms stuffed, and that would probably be like 1 or maybe like 2. I'll see how much is when I actually cut it up. And I usually add some zucchinis or courgettes, depending on how cool you are. You can call them different names. And of course, onion and garlic, like always on most Green Beanie episodes. And I've also got here some celery, cilantro, and our last ingredient is one of the most important ingredients. This is tahini, which is actually sesame seed butter. I think that's it. If I remember anything, I'll say it later. And the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 375 degrees. We're going to put the portobello mushrooms inside there. As you can see, there's already stuff in the oven, and that's intentional because those are vegetables which we're going to serve as a side dish. We're going to put them in, and they are going to bake while we make our stuffing mix. Usually we want these to bake somewhere around 40 minutes. While it's heating up, we are going to make our stuffings. Turn on the stove to like medium-ish or so. Use some oil of some sort, and we're gonna cut up the onion and put it in there and make it be really cool like a boss. And of course, if you want the onion to cook at all, you have to put it in the pan. You can get some few cloves of garlic too and add it. And we're gonna let that sit in there while mixing it around every now and then for a few minutes. I'm sure you've seen this on the Green Beanie a lot of times before. So while the onions are happily caramelizing away in there, or at least I hope they're happy, we are going to cut the delicata squash up. Basically all you want to do is take out all the seeds and then cut it into pieces like small pieces. And the good thing about delicata is if you are okay with it, you can keep the skin on. I mean, if you want to, you can sort of cut it off like this. Pretty easy. They're hard to peel because they're like ridged. But yeah, we're just going to cube them up, and then once you've cubed all of them up, we're going to throw them in the pan. And once you have cut up all your delicata squash, you can put it in there once the onions are nice and browned and not uncooked anymore. And these are actually the stems of the portobello mushrooms that I took off before I put them in the oven, so you need to make sure you do that because they go nicely in the stuffing. And don't put the delicata seeds in there. And these are, if you haven't noticed, 2 stalks of celery. So we're going to cut them up into small pieces and put them in at the same time as the delicata squash after using them like drumsticks. So you're going to put the celery in, and then you can start cutting up these 2 lovely zucchinis. So I'm making for 6 people. It's a 1/4 cup for every 2 people. So I have 3/4 of a cup here, which is a good amount. So in addition to the tahini, usually you add lemon juice with tahini, so we're going to add some lemon juice. You want to mix it around properly. The stove shouldn't be above medium now, it should be like maybe a little bit low. So we are going to have to let this cook for about 20 minutes. You want to add a little bit of water, like not a lot, maybe, I don't know, 1/4 cup. Just a bit so that it doesn't burn and you don't have to check on it so much, because I'm all about meals that are low maintenance. This meal isn't particularly low maintenance though, because you're still going to have to come and check on it every, I don't know, now and then, a few minutes for the next 20 minutes. And basically just until the delicata squash is soft. Check on it after like 5 minutes or something. We will see you in 20 minutes. Now that it's been about 20 minutes, you want to open it up, look at it, and it should look like this, like stuffing. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it sort of, because you know stuffing, it's supposed to like stick together a bit more. This is just kind of a mix, a jumble of stuff. So what I usually do is I add some sort of flour. Any kind of flour, really. I like coconut flour because it's sort of like sweet and it's good. The main thing, it also absorbs water and it will make it, there'll be less liquid and it'll stick together better. So you just want to start with like 1 tablespoon, but you just kind of keep mixing around. And when you think, this is like 1 tablespoon-ish. I think I'll add 1 more and that will be good. And then of course we've got salt and pepper. We add that to like a lot of things, sort of to taste. And you know, if you're feeling sort of adventurous, something I sometimes do is I add a little bit of turmeric, and you can turn the stove off. And what we're gonna do next is we are going to put it in on the portobello mushrooms. So here are our portobello mushrooms. These ones were kind of sad because they were a little bit flat, but these ones were the good ones. They were the newer ones. If there's liquid, you should just pour it into here. Get the liquid out, you don't want it to be in there. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that they're not stuck to the foil. By the way, you should put spray oil on the foil before, yeah, otherwise it gets kind of stuck. And now that they are all nicely unstuck, we are going to put the stuffing onto the portobello mushrooms. Oh yeah, and also I'm going to add some cilantro chopped up at the end. So you just kind of want to put it on top, and if there's extra, leave it and serve it separately. Don't try to overstuff the mushrooms. Not really stuffing, just putting stuff on top of them. Go on there properly, kind of press it down. So then you're just gonna very carefully what you're gonna do is you're gonna, well, now that you unstuck them before you put the stuffing on, it's good because it's easier to serve. You just put it under there and you put it on the plate and then serve it with your side dish or whatever. I've got some nicely roasted vegetables, but that's pretty much it. That was another episode of the Green Beanie for you, another recipe that was good and just so happens to be healthy. I think this is sort of amplifying my voice a little, is it? I don't know. But this episode is actually really special because it is mid-October, which means TGB has been going on for 3 years. I started October 14th, 2011. From the start, it's always been healthy recipes, but presented in like a way that is good food, so it's not like, oh, this is healthy, and everyone goes, ew. It's like, oh, this is good food. Oh, by the way, it's healthy. So if you like food, then you can subscribe to my channel. The button is somewhere. I think it's down below right now, but it always changes. And I will be posting videos, cooking videos, and if you like other videos, like snowboarding videos, you can check out my other channel where I post other things. And that's pretty much it. So stick around and see you next time on the Green Beanie.